We welcome you to episode 69 of Battin and Chattin here in the Eastern Observer alongside Dennis Toohey. I'm Brandon Natali, and before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept in on the loop on everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Dennis, how you doing today in this fine evening?
I'm doing good. We're live. We're live streaming on YouTube. This is
We're live
incredible.
streaming on YouTube, so I know it's if
I'm going to
whoever's
share.
up
I'm going to copy
late
link.
night.
There is a bit of a runoff, but yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm going to put us on my Instagram too.
I'm
Whoever
put them on
is
socials.
Whoever right now is
for all you night owls out there, check out
Oh yes. Oh wow, how cool is that, man?
That is pretty cool.
So whoever is staying up late and they do nothing, might as well come listen to Battin and Chattin.
Hot. No, that's a bad picture of me.
Oh, I just see that. I look frozen. I'm just like looking at me right now.
Oh, I got the good lighting from the. Look at that! I got the good lighting from the. Oh, you can't see. It's gonna be. I got the good lighting from the TV ad that matched perfectly my lamp. That's a good pic. That's a good picture of me. Oh my god! I look handsome. I'm a handsome young man.
I don't know. I thought we had a picture of. Oh, here's one with glasses. Yeah, I was tired.
Okay, so this is a baseball talk show. So breaking news out of Major League Baseball, literally right before we went, like from when I went upstairs to downstairs. Breaking news. Live, Battin and Chattin live.
Unlimited.
Dude, Blake Snell, 2-time Cy Young winner. You are a Los Angeles Dodger.
Boom.
It was wild. People start dancing.
That is very wild. Now, who would have thought that would? We all thought the Dodgers are in on getting their offseason started. They just won the World Series, and now they're obviously making some moves early in free agency. Now they got Blake Snell off of Dennis. Can you read the deal for us, please?
5 years, $182 million. Hubba. What a deal. That's a lot of money. If you signed a contract like that, Brandon, first thing you buy, go.
I definitely would buy a really nice house.
Okay.
Or Lamborghini. Or I'd go away I would start traveling.
Really?
Yes.
Call me old-fashioned, but I'd probably buy a large Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Sundae Dasher. Yeah. If somebody does get a large Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Sundae Dasher from Carvel,
ooh,
chocolate ice cream. The default is vanilla. Don't do the vanilla, babe.
Chocolate. Now, if you had all that money, would you bring it in a, would you build a machine in your house, like ice cream machine?
No, I'm not that lazy. I'm like addicted to microwaves, but no.
You're not going to be Devontae Adams, where you have a Taco Bell in your house.
That is funny, but then again, I'm gonna have to be paying somebody to live in my house, and that just feels very uncomfortable to me.
Good for Blake Snell. I think it definitely sucks, but I mean, it doesn't suck at all because he's got a great contract. He's going to a great team. I feel like he definitely got enough money to what he was supposed to get originally. I feel like he was trying to get Garrett Cole type of money in his deal last offseason, but this year, obviously that didn't work out. He had to settle for less with the Giants. So I think it's a kind of a W for Blake Snell because of what he's kind of gone through within the past year as a Scott Boras client. Yeah. So and good for him. They had a lefty to that bullpen. Not bullpen. They had a lefty to that rotation. Again, you don't know what they're going to do with Kershaw, but it's crazy how loaded the Dodgers are with talent, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but the way they manage their pitchers, they just by default, they always have a lot of pitching injuries. So they gotta, get creative. Like they gotta have a lot of pitching depth. It is what it is. wild, but it is what it is. Like they need to have like a 10-man options
Right. Supposedly, according to John Morse, for this deal has no opt outs. So he's a Dodger for the next 5 years.
with a lot of deferred money. Apparently, as right now, stuff is still trickling in. But yeah. So as we get more information on that, guys, we will let you know. I'm going to turn to MLB Network to see if they have something, like if they're running something on it, but I doubt it. Probably not. Magic 8 Ball says very unlikely. So,
I give him credit for, I mean, hey, I feel like this kind of kicks off free agency in a way. Sort of.
yeah, it's the first major signing. I mean, Jorge Soler going to the Angels isn't exactly moving the needle. You say Kikuchi going to the Angels. The Angels busy off season. Watch out. Don't look now. Is this the year where the Angels finally win more than 81 games? I don't know.
It's crazy looking back at
They've been busy.
looking back
bees.
in the early 2000s, like the Dodgers. No, not the Dodgers. The Angels were a pretty competitive team.
They were, Brandon, pretty competitive. They own that division. Vladimir Guerrero. Bartolo Colon had
K-Rod.
some good seasons. K-Rod out of the pen. Troy Percival in 02. Who else? Tim Salmon. They had Jim Edmonds for a little bit. They had Sean Figgins. They had some really good players. Eric Ibar, Kendrys Morales. Trying to think. I think Bobby Abreu was on the Angels for a little bit. And of course, Mike Scioscia, the manager. So they had a nice little
hey, good for
team
the
there.
Angels. They're
Chili
getting off to a
Davis.
good start. But obviously, Blake Snell on the move to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
It's crazy going from the Giants' rival, to the Dodgers. I think it's pretty good. I wish we can get some other people on. I wonder how Nicholas could feel. I wonder what our friend Anthony Bove would think. Maybe I could get him on to our. I gotta ask him maybe on another podcast.
Yeah. So I think we do have to be clear here to our viewers, listeners, everything like that. This is the last Battin in chat.
This is the last Battin chatting, folks.
The end.
The end. Obviously we want to. I guess we'll shout out some people at the end of the show, but obviously thank you to Joey. I know his last name. I just can't say it right now. Thank you to Tyler Adele. Joey
It's a tough
Joey Jazinka. Yeah, Joey Jazinka. I feel like if he's listening, I hope he doesn't correct me when in the text.
Yeah, I would feel horrible. Guys,
I actually I was texting him a little bit before.
did a lot for us.
So hey, if as you said, the site's been great for us, but now obviously we need to part ways for now. And yeah, what do you guys say, Dennis?
I listen. We had fun here. I learned a lot. They gave me an opportunity to do a lot, starting with writing articles, covering the Phoenix Suns, my favorite basketball team. And listen, no sour grapes here. No sour grapes. I'm happy. This was our decision to leave and try our own thing. And this is the way it is. We felt like we learned as much as we could at the Eastern Observer, and we're ready to grow as people, as content creators. And when we were at Old Westbury together, we had a boss. Here we had a boss, but let's be honest, it was pretty lax. It's not like Joey was great to work with. But I think you and I, we want to try to experiment a little more creatively.
Right.
Have a little more creative control and the freedom to cover more than just baseball and start our own stuff.
Right. Yeah. No. And yeah, like you said before, I'm grateful for being able to write about the Jets, write about the Mets. Coming out of college, get some experience under my belt, and I'm glad. Very thankful I was able to have you along on the ride with me. Especially starting, our own baseball podcast. So, especially since I hadn't done a show over a year and a half before that. So I'm very appreciative to have you. And like I said, I feel like I got I've known you throughout. Obviously, I tell you all the time, I've known you throughout. Like you know, popping with football, playing Bobcats. Little playing with little Denny. Little Dennis. When you're
Yeah.
clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. Little
But
Denny, 5-year-old Denny.
and obviously
Dude,
then what?
Pee Wee football, age 7. Dennis, number 11. Dennis Tui, number 11 on the defensive end was a problem. My gosh, if there is
I can imagine.
highlights.
Get them
My
going.
goodness.
Get them going on
Yeah.
huddle.
And then our coach was just like, you know what? We're going to take you off defense and put you only on offensive line. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's another story for that'll be another story for another day.
Yeah.
But
Oof.
but so obviously and I remember we had Mr. Murphy together. We always talk sports with him.
We
I
would.
saw him I think a couple weeks ago.
I saw him like a couple months ago at Target.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Did you tell him about like the site and stuff or?
No, I could see he was totally in a rush.
Right. Okay.
That man was there for his socks. I didn't know why he needed his socks, but he was clearly in a rush. Godspeed. I directed him to where it was, and we kept running into each other at the store, and it was just getting awkwarder and awkwarder. And I was like, Craig, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go, kid.
Next
nice
time
guy, but you gotta go.
Next time I see him, I'll tell him about the thing we're gonna do. I mean, he kind of has an idea, but like I don't see him as much. So, but
yeah, nice guy.
But either way, no. So I remember we were in his class, and then what was I gonna say? And then so like obviously going to college, and then obviously sophomore year, I just remember like, hey, let's do sports talk show because that's when we started getting into the radio station. Shout out to Joe Manfredi and OWWR, and then obviously we had fun with that. We talked to Matt Doherty. We were able to broadcast a couple basketball games, and obviously hanging out with shout out to Josh Gable. I remember we were able to talk nonstop, not just about sports but about life. I feel like that's how I got closer to you in a way.
Definitely,
and especially Josh. Let's see, we got a comment. Battin Chattin, that's right. I wonder who that is. Let's see. That's right. That's
I
cool.
can't see any comments. Oh, I can't see.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. I know.
I like how it shows us the little comments on the left there. It shows them on the screen.
Wait, well,
pretty cool.
Excited for Sports Track. Gonna be a lot of experimenting with that, but like I said, and obviously, I left. Well, fortunately, left the state. Well, OWWR, due to unfortunate reasons. But like I said, you live and you learn. And I'm grateful for everything that OWWR taught me. And now, obviously, me and you stayed in touch. Obviously, so like I said, I'm just grateful that I had you on the ride, and obviously leading. I thank Tyler for showing me the site. And getting in contact with Joey because obviously I've been able to write about the Jets and write about the Mets. Gain some experience in writing, and obviously just learning more, I guess, about the industry, and being able to do the podcast we can, and obviously be able to talk to Gene Larkin.
That was cool. That was awesome.
That was really cool. So hopefully we can get him more involved, and maybe Matt. Is it maybe like when it comes to like college basketball, like the tournament, like March Madness, we can have him come on. They can talk about some like some teams on the watch. That'd be pretty cool. And then obviously Gene and maybe who else? Maybe we'll run into some other athletes, But I thank the Eastern Observer for everything it's done, and excited for the like we've been saying, the other ventures.
Yeah, I'm just excited, and not only am I excited, but I listen again. The Eastern Observer, we had some good times here. So, real quick, I did see a graphic of like a mock Dodgers rotation now that they have Blake Snell. So I'm curious what you think about it. Here we have it. Give me a second here. I lost it. Posting something on my own. Okay, so this is from Talking Baseball, John Boy Media. And they have Yoshinobu Yamamoto as the ace, Shohei Ohtani at 2, Blake Snell 3, Glass now at 4, Tony Gonsolin at 5.
Okay.
And then I guess yeah, and now people are saying Roki Sasaki could go there as well.
Still?
I mean,
Really?
him and Ohtani are tight, and him and Yamamoto are tight. So
If the Dodgers find a way to get him and possibly Soto, you might as
oh
well.
my god,
You might
I
as well
don't. I'm
just
going to
get
be
a
honest with you. I think it's bad for the league. People
Yasser.
are like the Yankees used to do this. No, they did not. They did not. That's like a false narrative, dude. All their best players in the 90s, they were all homegrown. And then in the 80s, when they were doing it, like getting like top tier talent, one, a lot of those guys were washed up by the time they got them. Two, it always backfired. They weren't winning games. So I don't get it. I don't get where that narrative comes from. That's justifying. That's teams trying to justify them not spending billions of dollars. Like, oh yeah, but do you want to just be a pay to win team, or do you want to actually see us grow? I want to see the parade, but whatever. That to be honest, I'm gonna be ready for it. I'm just gonna say right now, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. And I'd interviewed with MLB Network at one point. I was a kid. I loved baseball as a kid. I have the sports. Oh my God, what is it? Sport, not sport. It might be Sports Illustrated, but Sports Writing News. 100 greatest baseball players of the 20th century, and that book made me get so into baseball and so into wanting to do this, chronicling the history of baseball. And you know how I feel about it. I could sit there and watch it all day. I remember 2020 in the playoffs that year when they had the expanded playoffs, zooming my classes that day at home and having baseball on the TV and flipping back and forth. So, I'm a huge fan. Diehard, not just a Yankee fan. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a diehard baseball fan. I went to the WBC for 2 games. Like, I saw the gold medal game, bro. I love baseball. If the Dodgers got Soto, Sasaki, and Snell, I'm not watching. I'm done. I quit.
Really?
I want to.
A lot of people would come to that. It would come to that, right?
That's stupid. That's like, you can't allow that as a league. It would be like when the Hornets, when the NBA blocked Chris Paul going to the Lakers. You can't have this. No. And that was obviously a proposed trade from 14 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever.
It was 12 years ago. I remember that.
So, no, like, we can't have that.
Is he still in the league, Chris Paul?
Yeah, he's on the Spurs, dude.
What?
He's still in the league. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, I remember when LeBron had his 20th season. Everybody's like, LeBron played 20 seasons. Meanwhile, like, Chris Paul gets no credit.
Yeah, like, what? Like, come on. I remember Chris Paul was still on, like, was it Charlotte? No, he was on New Orleans Hornets.
Yep, you're right.
And then he was still on the team by the time. I don't think he was on them when they moved to Charlotte.
No,
that's when he went to the Clippers. I know him more as a Clipper. Definitely. That's what I remember him at. I thought he had more of an impact there than any, and then he's like been bouncing around the league. It's crazy to me seeing all these players. I know. Hey, like I said, it's a baseball podcast, but what am I doing talking about basketball? But hey, this is how it is.
Real quick, just because I have MLB Network on. Sources told The Athletic offers for Juan Soto are expected to go through multiple rounds. A league source tells The Athletic the first round is expected to be preliminary, meant to gauge genuine interest from all parties. The following offers rounds, which could start around next week, are... We'll see. They didn't show the full tweet. Expected to become increasingly more serious, weeding out candidates and seemingly pointing toward a winter meetings-ish decision timeframe. Yeah, that's what I expected. Those teams are the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Mets, and of course my New York Yankees.
My New York
So
Mets.
yeah, I mean that's the way it is. But Blake Snell going to the Dodgers, 5 years, 182 million. So why don't we take a look at Blake Snell's stats? Obviously, the big signing of the day.
Let me, if you can pull up the stats, I'll present it.
Okay. Yeah. I'll present it. Share screen.
Sorry, I got my Weezer going.
What song are you singing? Say It Ain't So? Is that it?
Yep. That was it. So let's take a look at his stats.
These are his 2024 stats. He's getting a little old here, brother. He's going to be 32 by the time the season starts. Oh, Brandon, he's we are 7 days away almost
from being 32. So I guess that makes
From
sense why
his-
it's a 5-year deal. You know,
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Whoa. What is this? What's this green? What's this green mean now? Okay.
it's a little trippy.
Baseball reference. Tighten it up. What does this green mean? I don't know.
He was with the Padres for a
Oh my
while.
God, stop like moving around, website. Are you seeing this or is this just on my end? Yeah, what? Dude, tighten it up. One-time All-Star. Kind of weird. But these are his stats. But look at this. Look at the games played.
Makes sense.
That's always a bit of a concern with him, in my opinion. Especially as we said a few times in the past and just earlier this episode, the Los Angeles Dodgers are not exactly known for their endurance. Lots of injuries in that pitching staff every single year. I remember Dustin May was supposed to be the next big thing. He got hurt. Bobby Miller was supposed to be the next big thing. He got hurt. Tony Gonsolin was the next big thing. He got hurt. They drop like flies over there, brother. So
Why is that?
They are huge proponents of the maximize every pitch thing. Oh, Clayton Kershaw, their biggest example. Maximize every pitch. And it's not sustainable.
Has to change.
Yeah. They don't care. They have the depth for it, so
It's true, but it sucks for the pitchers that are the ones throwing away their arms in a way. I don't like that kind of.
I could not agree with you anymore. But that's the thinking. You know me. I'm a history major. I don't have to agree. I just have to understand.
His WAR is weird. It's like a 2.1. The year before it was 6.2.
Well, he only played 20 games. He had a pretty rough start. He's always in like a notorious slow starter. And did he sign late? Yeah, he signed late with the
Signed
Giants
late. Yeah,
this
he
year.
was one of the late signings. Scott Boras. Yeah.
So do you? We'll leave it up. So I don't know, man. What do you think about the signing? Personally, I think this deal is going to age like eggnog, but
I think it's a great signing for the Dodgers. Well, I
Really?
mean, you're getting a great lefty and Blake Snell. I mean, did they need it? It's a question to ask because, like we've been saying, they got the depth. And my question now is, what does this do for Walker Buehler? Does this mean they're going to bring him back, or are they going to let him walk? That's my other question for him.
Oh, that's a great point. I forgot.
I heard that the Yankees have been, close ties to him, so that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I was saying to my coworkers today, imagine Blake Snell going to where he clinched a World Series championship for a team, and now he's going to pitch on that same mound for a little bit. So I thought it would be pretty neat.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah,
I totally forgot because you know who else is a free agent? Kershaw.
yeah.
In what probably going to be his last year, so he has to come back. We know that.
That's gonna be his 18th season.
Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, or no, 17th.
I think 17th.
Probably his 17th. Yeah. I know he came in the league in 2008. He's only 30. I mean, he's 36. I mean, I feel like
Oh,
he's.
but it's an old 36, dude.
I thought he was older. The way people making him out, like
It's an old. Look at the amount of innings he's
Kersh-
pitched.
yeah, oh, that's a lot of mileage. It's close to 3,000 strikeouts. So that's pretty cool. Ooh. Yeah, what's the green? I'm seeing it on mine. Like I'm looking at the stats. I don't know what the green is.
I guess it's new. I don't know.
Uh,
I think out of all the references, I think Basketball Reference is the best. How do you like that?
I like them apples.
Yeah, how do you like them apples?
My God, you look in 2015. Kershaw pitched 232 innings.
Oh, who stopped sharing the Blake Snell stats? Oh yeah, dude, Clayton Kershaw is like on a short list of best pitchers of all time. Why do you think I have his jersey? Why do you think I wore his jersey to Citi Field?
Yeah,
Prior to the playoffs, guys. It wasn't this year. Calm down.
it wasn't this year. That was prior to the playoffs. So a great
It was
time. I
July
remember it
15th
rained a
of
little
last
bit.
year. Only had 300 strikeouts in one season. That seems wrong. And it's not, obviously, but
That's
it
pretty cool.
seems
That's insane,
wrong.
though. In what way?
Because dude, like when he was pitching, he was known for being like a high strikeout guy. He led the league. Look at that. He led the league in strikeouts 3 different times, 232 and 248. Nowadays, oh my God. It's so easy to strike these guys out now.
He only made 7 starts this year. Yeah, I think next year would be his 18th year.
Won a pitching triple crown. Ugh.
He's won MVP, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, he did it that year. The year he had the triple crown.
So let's see more Blake Snell stats. Let's take a look. 5 years. Snell's deal includes, a lot of deferred money. So what do you think of the deferred money? I feel like that's like the new thing nowadays. I feel like if Soto signs, wherever he goes, I don't know if a lot of it's all going to be deferred or it's going to be straight cash money.
I mean, it's not new. Deferred money. It always made sense. I don't know why teams went away from it. Your team is still paying Brett Saberhagen from 1993.
That's insane.
People talk about Bobby Bonilla. You guys are still paying Brett Saberhagen.
Is he any good?
Brett Saberhagen? I don't know if he was good for you guys, but he was a killer for the Royals. My God.
Brett Saberhagen. Okay.
He was a monster. He was a problem.
Yeah, hold on, let me bring up his stats. Give me 1 second.
Brett Saberhagen, a 1T guy in Brett. He looks also shockingly similar to Wayne Gretzky. If Wayne Gretzky and Tony Hawk had a baby, tell me it wouldn't look like Brett Saberhagen.
Oh, he was an all-star for the Mets in '94.
There we go.
He's
scroll up
decent.
so the audience can see what I'm talking about. Tell me I'm wrong. Right. The picture on the left, the picture on the right doesn't really help my case, but the picture on the left, very Wayne Gretzky, Tony Hawk-esque. All right, back to the stats. Dude, he was a beast.
Saberhagen, that's insane.
Look at the acolytes.
Yeah, his accolades, because the way you're describing him, he seems like he was a great pitcher.
Yeah.
He won the World Series with them. He was a World Series MVP. He was MVP of the World Series
title. He had
Young.
One of the biggest issues any great starting pitcher could have. He was good in the 1980s, so we have to pretend it didn't exist. I don't know what the weird bias is against 1980s pitchers, but him, Dave Stieb, Dave Stewart, Fernando Valenzuela,
Doc Gooden,
a lot of them just get overlooked. Mike Scott,
Ron
the
Darling,
Astros.
Sid Hernandez.
Yeah, Sid Fernandez is like totally forgotten about.
He's not talked about at all, no.
Dave Righetti.
And David Cohen at the end of his, like when he started to come up.
It's weird. It's
My
so
God,
bizarre.
how did he sign with the Mets? Like, I wonder how that transpired. You know what I mean? Like, what? Just looking at his stats, he was a 23. Like, he was a great player. And then, yeah, just I wonder how. That's crazy. I mean,
He had a lot of injuries late in
I
his
think
career.
injuries definitely derailed his time with the Mets. But then the only good season he had with them was in '94, and he was 14-4. He only pitched 24 starts, but he had 2.74 ERA. He definitely had a lot of mileage in him. You can see right here, like he had 257, 260, 262. You don't see any of that nowadays. And I know that was back then, in the '80s.
Yeah, that was the plight of the '80s pitching.
And his
That
ERA plus was a 180, and then
coaching staffs back then were horrible.
fielding independent pitching. That's crazy. A lot of stats in baseball, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
But
When I interviewed for MLB Network, they asked me about that, about a lot of stats, and I said, "Do you like explain some stats? What are stats you don't like?" They asked me, and I said a lot of defensive analytics I think are just completely useless and made up. I didn't say it that bluntly. I said it like a nicer, like, "Well, I think it's hard to calculate." But one of the guys was kind of like just interested. The other guys, like, a lot of our guys don't believe in it. So I kind of got the vibe that the guy who said that was in a full agreement with me, and the other guy was more objective. But I kind of got the feeling that one of them agreed that a lot of the defensive stuff is made up.
probably is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a lot of stats and analytics and things in baseball, and it's crazy. But I give you credit. I give you
Yeah.
credit. I'm seeing something from JJ Cooper, and like it said, if Saki chooses to sign with the Dodgers, he would come in as their fifth starter behind Yamamoto, Otani, Snell, and Glasnow. And
But
I guess
then
that's it
what do
for
you do? Do you
Bueller.
trade Gonsolin? Like, they have so many starting pitching that they have to trade them. Like, they literally have it built into their roster that they're going to be losing like 10 guys
If they
throughout
want to
the
trade some of
season.
the pitchers, and if I'm in the Mets, I would make a call, see if who they can trade. Maybe
You know what I would do if I'm the Dodgers?
what's that?
I would start the year off with a 6-man rotation,
It's not a bad idea. The Mets were going to do it when Sangoba came back.
because a lot of times teams do that late in the season because that's where the wear and tear is coming from. But they have so many injuries, and one of your best pitchers is going to be a position player in Shohei Ohtani. That, kind of spreading out their starts, especially with their philosophy and maximizing every pitch, every at bat, everything.
Wait,
I
can,
could
can you hear
see,
me?
yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I could see that being a route they go in. And in fact, if I was the Los Angeles Dodgers, that's exactly what I would do. I would go to a 6-man rotation. It's unconventional to start a year off doing that way. Offhand, I can't think of any examples of that. But again, they're going to have a surplus there. All these guys get hurt. You might as well take it easy for the first 2 months of the season. You have so much talent on the roster. What are you going to do? Lose games? I don't know. I don't really care. Whoa, hold on a minute. Apparently Nolan Arenado might be on the trading block, dude. I'm sorry. I'm seeing this now. I know this isn't exactly like great.
Hello.
Okay. Apparently now as the Cardinals shift directions and contemplate trading Arenado, a 10-time Gold Glove winning third baseman is willing to play first base or at least less at third to create roster flexibility for a potential new team. Nolan Arenado, you are a New York Yankee.
You think so?
Calling it now.
You guys got to worry about replacing Glaber and then replacing Rizzo.
Hear me out. Nolan Arenado, you are a New York Met. Alonso DH. Nolan Arenado at first. Vientos at third. Vientos could shore up his defense, learning under arguably the greatest defensive player of all time, not named Brooks Robinson. Again, I don't care what defensive analytics you wanted to show me. Brooks Robinson put the fear of God in hitters. It's just he's the GOAT. Then you have Lindor at third, at short. Second, you have Luis Angel Acuna. Right? First, you would have our boy Nolan Arenado here. And then there's times that you could. Why not? It said that he's flexible to learning first. Excerpt from article on Phillies rumors by Bob Nightingale. If the Phillies trade Alec Boehm, they are expected to make a strong play for Alex Bregman, whose talents and personality would fit in perfectly with the team, or perhaps sign with Willie Adames and move him over to third base. Full move. I'm not sold on Bregman, especially not for Alec Boehm. Alec Boehm is a young player. He's skilled defensively. He's had a lot of his problems. We know that. But he's always shown a willingness, an eagerness to improve. And who's going to be cheaper for you?
I feel like Bregman's going to get the bag.
I think he is. But I don't know. Listen, you know his stats are going to deflate wherever he goes because he's not going to have Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker,
Altuve,
and Jose Altuve, and just that, deep of a lineup as a supporting cast. Now, the Phillies are obviously that, but I don't think that's a good move for the Phillies. And Willie Adames, I don't think Willie Adames is much better than Alec Boehm at all. I think Willie Adames is slightly. He went from being very underrated to being very overrated. Kind of the reverse Darvish effect, in my opinion. For a while there, Darvish was pretty overrated. That he became underrated. .1 WAR difference. Willie Adames had more games played. Alec Boehm had a much higher batting average, more hits, 15 less home runs in 18 games less. In 18 less games, he had 15 less RBIs, Boehm did. All right. They're about the same, and Willie Adames played more. Is there an age here? Alec Boehm is a 28-year-old Nebraska native.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Willie Adames is 29. They're both righties. I don't know. I think that's kind of a weird move.
The first time the Cardinals failed to draw at least 3 million fans. Really? I said the first time since 2003 that the Cardinals failed to draw at least 3 million fans to Busch Stadium. In a full season when max capacity was allowed, they drew 2.1 million fans in 21, but stadium capacity was limited for the first 2 months of the COVID season. And they said the Cardinals' payroll next season is currently projected to be $137.7 million, down from $192 in cash spending in the 2024 roster. This biggest cut expiring contracts from Paul Goldschmidt, who earned $26 million last offseason. So now it's from Adam Wells of the Bleacher Report.
I can see Goldschmidt retiring.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. Because you say he's getting up there in age, right? You said.
Yeah, he's 38. And his season last year, it was okay, but he's really starting to regress hard. Granted, his peak was so good, it's kind of hard to judge. His average, like his mediocre season last year, is still better than most first basemen in the league. But I don't.
You said you think he's going to retire?
38 years old, like what?
That's true. He can't. Then he can't.
What are you going to do? Sign a 5-year deal? No, come on.
Well, I think he's going to turn 37. He's still 36.
Oh, okay. I'm a year off.
That's what I'm looking at the stats right now.
I'm doing it off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, you good. He's with the Cardinals for a while.
Yeah, then before that, Diamondbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's with Arizona. Yeah, that's where he started his career. I think he won MVP.
Okay, they're showing the Yankees 5th inning collapse again. TV off. Enough screen time for me today.
And I feel like if I'm Pete Alonso, I feel like the contract he got, I don't know why he wouldn't want to take that. Because
Pete
I'm looking at the
Alonso.
contract that Paul Goldschmidt got. Like he got 5 years, 130 million. Like, because I feel like for the first baseman, I feel like getting it's contracts. You take what you can get. Like I know the Mets offered him. They offered him like 182, 170, like around 170 million, around there. I don't know how much you could command more. I feel like it's the first baseman market. Do you feel like they're underpaid?
So 5 years, 130 is 26 a year, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And Pete Alonso doesn't want to sign that, and you're trying to figure out why.
Yeah, I can understand. It's a Scott Boras client. So what are you gonna do?
Mm, I don't remember the free agent class that Paul Goldschmidt was in. Who were the other free agent first basemen?
I wonder
But
if he
I
got
could
traded.
imagine this year there aren't too many great first basemen. It really is just him and Christian Walker, Pete Alonso. And I'm very bullish on Christian Walker. I've said that a few times on here, just because of his age. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think 26 for Pete Alonso is around where I'd go. But I think if you're the Mets and you're trying to retain him, you'd have to overpay a bit. Also, let's be honest, economy probably not what it was then. So maybe he wants a
No,
little more before, whatever.
I feel like it's time for us. Maybe speaking about money, I feel like it's time to definitely dive in more to the Juan Soto rumors. Absolutely, like you said, there's offers that have been that definitely been talked about. I think they said that the Mets, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays, like you said, they've all gave him offers.
Yep.
And the Red Sox are a legit contender. And I remember I was listening to JJ on SNY, Geico Sports tonight before we started live streaming tonight, and he said the idea that they would play him 18 games per year, and then the fact that even if he went to the Mets, they would have to hear from him. And it's if he doesn't sign back with the Yankees, it's going to be tough for the Yankees fans to swallow that pill of him playing for either a rival or division rival or any inner city rival. I mean, as a Yankee fan, what would you prefer?
I,
It's tough, man. I mean, it's
I mean,
do the Yankees or it's a lose. It's a win-lose situation. It's no win. It's no lose-lose. No winning-winning.
it's
It can
it's
go
like
either way.
it's like asking me who would you rather your wife leave you for, this guy or that guy? There's not a good answer, man. You know,
It's true.
I feel like Odysseus over here, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Boom, little ancient Greek
And
for you.
Bailey Zimmerman. But I feel like good for the Red Sox if they can land a player like Soto, if they could. But I just been hearing. I know, Cooper was texting us today in the chat. There's so much going on between,
Him and the Mets.
like
It
so
seems
much
like he's going to
rumors.
the Mets.
It
Everything
seems
is
like I
saying
feel like
Mets.
it's
He's
the
going to
same
the
thing
Mets.
last year with Otani, right? Didn't people say like Otani was going to the Dodgers right away? Like that was a done
Yeah,
deal. That's kind of what it felt like. People were like, yeah,
and then there's 1 hour where Shohei Otani, you were a Toronto Blue Jay. I remember hearing all the podcasts when I was playing Star Wars Battlefront. This time of year, I get really back into Star Wars Battlefront too, man.
yeah, I don't know why.
Yoda
It's always
main,
around this time.
holla.
It's always around this time with that. I agree.
Yeah, Yoda
But
main, I am.
but yeah, no, I've just been seeing just so much Juan Soto. It's like I'll believe it when I see it. I wonder if how much would that be deferred? A lot of his money, like, would it be deferred? But
He'll be in a retirement home and still cashing them Steve Cohen checks.
yeah, Cooper said to me today that he possibly could be still playing when we have kids, and I'm like, hey, yo, so I don't want to think. I don't want to think
Yeah,
that's
10
crazy.
years from now when we'd be 34, that's very reasonable.
That's scary. I don't want to think about that, man.
A
But
little Dennis. Oh my God. A little
we just
Dennis.
lost our last viewer.
Well, that's what happens when your show gets weird. We lost our last viewer, you said.
I mean, hey,
So I can just start telling these people to go F themselves. No,
imagine.
clearly not, Dennis, because they're not here. It's an 11 o'clock stream. What do
Yeah,
we
what do you
expect?
expect? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
come on. But just imagine that though. I mean, I don't know. I know
Bad
Anthony
ratings.
DeComo was saying that they could possibly sign Juan Soto and bring back Pete Alonso. That's a lot of cha-ching. Now, I feel like this is definitely going to be the
That's
off
like
season.
96 million. That's 960 million in one off season, and you still don't have a starting rotation. You guys right now have no rotation at
That's what
all.
I'm saying. Like, look, and I'll
I
say
could see Walker
before,
Bueller. Whatever.
look, like I said, what happens with Juan Soto with the Mets? If they get him, great. I'll be great. I'll be ecstatic. You know, you'll definitely hear from me. If they don't get him, I'll still be able to sleep. It's not stuff I'm going to be tripping on. Like I'm not, like because I want the Mets to kind of spend more on the pitching and other hitters, bringing back Alonso. So I'm not ready for like I feel like I'll be fine if they don't get him, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be very upset when they see that they didn't bring him back. It's when they didn't sign Soto because there's so much hype, so much media coverage, so much news outlets saying like he's a Met, he's a Met. Like, well, we don't know that. We don't know that. Like Steve, we know the Mets want to do it. They want to get Juan Soto. They want to make him the next superstar of the Mets. Add him to Lindor, Luis Angel Acuna, Mark Vientos, and Brandon Nimmo, obviously Alvarez, and then like we get it. We want to add him to that rotation, but it's got like I said, it's going to be it's interesting to see how that goes. Though, like it's nothing is a guaranteed. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm very curious how it's going to all work out.
Yeah, if I was you guys, and this is also a big part of it, is I'm a hater and a very sore loser. That I think that you guys should really just you maybe just try to price people out from getting pitchers and whatnot. But you literally do not have a rotation. You have Kodai Senga and you have Peterson. That's it.
Yeah,
You barely made the playoffs last year. Granted, Senga was out longer than you thought. Lindor forgot how to play baseball for a month. But you barely made the playoffs, and that's with a lot of overachieving on your team. A lot. Is Jose Iglesias going to be hitting 340 for the season again?
probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
Probably not.
Is Lindor going to play horrible for a month and a half and then be the best player in baseball for the rest of the season? Maybe not.
Hopefully not.
So, is Jose Quintana? I mean, he was borderline unplayable for years, and now he looked great for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Sean Manaea looked like a bona fide ace. There's a lot of stuff when you and I was high on Sean Manaea last year when you guys first
You were
got him.
very high on him. I remember that. I remember before he cut his hair. I remember.
Yeah,
I definitely like Sean, but I feel like there's a better chance they sign him back. If anything, if I had to make a
I agree.
prediction right now, like what type of offseason move would happen to the Mets, I would say that'd be it. Like they would be able to retain him, and I feel like he would go for a 3 year, 20 million per year. And I know I was watching Mets Hot Stove, and they were talking about it. Like he found a home. He loves playing in New York, and you want guys like that. You want guys that are not afraid and love playing in New York, especially in the playoffs. He delivered.
Mm.
He delivered. And I know they struggled in the wild card round. I don't think he had a good game, but I know in the DS and I believe in the CS, like he actually played like decent. So if I had to make him, they can be able to retain him. Then so far it's a good offseason, but obviously they need to make more moves. So I don't know. It just like I said, they say Steve Cohen has the money to make all these moves, but it's like I said, I believe it when I see it, and I feel like this is going to be that offseason where we're going to see it.
Yeah, if I was the Mets, I think I would try to sign Sean Manaea. How am I forgetting this kid's name?
Walker
Flaherty
Bueller,
and
Jack
Walker
Flaherty.
Bueller.
That'd be cool. I like Jack Flaherty. I liked him in the. I know he pitched a great game against the Mets in game. I think it was game one.
Yeah.
And so, I know he did get traded. So, I guess he's not going to want to go back to the Dodgers because they got all that. Dodgers not going to want him because of all the depth they have.
Maybe you get lower quality starters. Because, I mean, then what you're looking at is in that scenario, you'd have, I guess, Kodai Senga as your one, as your ace. Walker Bueller. What are those two? Minaya, and then Flaherty's your four. Because he has been inconsistent at times in his career. So to me, that's perfectly reasonable. Maybe because Minaya has been the Met longer, you put him ahead of Bueller, like seniority. That's whatever. But that's a really solid rotation, regardless of who you have at five. Peterson, that's an excellent rotation.
No, I'll take it. Yeah, no, I'll take it. Definitely. I mean, do you think they can make room for Corbin Burns?
I was just thinking of a way to cut that up. I think if that were to happen, you're definitely not getting Walker Bueller, and I'm not even sure you get Flaherty.
I
I
feel
think
like
you would
if
you would
they
need Minaya to maybe take a bit of a discount to return to the Mets, or overpay him a little bit to at least make sure you have two quality starters alongside Senga. Who, don't forget, you didn't get him when he was a spring chicken. He's already on the other side of 30, isn't he? I
Senga, yeah, I think he's up there.
think he's 32, isn't? Am I wrong
I'll look it up right now.
about that? Again,
Yeah,
just shooting
yeah,
from the
I
hip.
believe he's in his 30s. Yeah, like I said, but if they hit and miss on Soto, then the focus should be on
Yeah,
re-signing Alonso.
he'll be 32 at the start of next season.
Oh, it's crazy. But I think that's going to be the focus: just re-sign Alonso and just pitching. Just get as much pitching as you can. Because I mean, you got the hitting. It's really like you said, they got no rotation. He was great. He should have won the Rookie of the Year last year.
Who?
Senga.
Who did win it?
I'm not sure. Let's see. It was Corbin Carroll. Okay, all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was very good.
Nah, he was very good.
Would you like to hear who was in on
A lot of
the
rookies for
Blake
right
Snell?
here. Say it again.
Would you like to hear who was in on Blake Snell?
Yes.
Per Mark Feinsand, who's very reliable. The Yankees, Red Sox, and Orioles were all in on Blake Snell before he signed to Dodgers. Per source, expect those three to remain active on the pitching market with names like Corbin Burns, Max Fried, and Jack Flaherty among the top arms available. Man, I'm not hearing anything about Walker Bueller anywhere.
The only thing I saw on him was that he was going to go. The Yankees were talking to him.
He's somebody. He always has a lot of weird injuries. Walker Bueller, and every single year it feels like he misses time for some blisters. Every single year, I've never seen somebody get more blisters in my life. He gets more blisters than a drummer. Walker Bueller.
One of my dad's ever gotten a lot of blisters when he was drumming.
Oh, my brother used to get them all the time.
I feel like the Angels definitely made some good additions. They got Soler. They signed Darno, Kyle Hendricks,
He's still picking it. I can't believe that.
Kevin
He's
Newman.
still like
and,
okay.
Angels
And
made
Yusei
some
Kikuchi.
Angels have made some low key underrated moves. Good for them. I wouldn't sleep on them.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I gotta say, I like that Luis Rengifo. He's good. He's good. Obviously, they have Mike Trout. He'll play 20 games.
So the MLB rumors, trades and free agency, hot stove is about to become inflamed after Thanksgiving. That's according to Talon Heidel from Bleach Report. The already active hot stove is expected to ignite. Conversations and interviews with general managers and executive and agents past week, they are boldly predicting that the hot stove is about to become inflamed after Thanksgiving. I feel like that's what happened. I remember after 2021. After Thanksgiving, I remember that's when I was gonna say after that, that's when they signed Marte, they signed Marcana. That's when they got Scherzer to that deal too. Around that time, I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
So I guess yeah, after Thanksgiving, that's when you're going to see most of the free agency moves, come and go as you see. So I wouldn't be surprised if if you're having a turkey and Juan Soto, you hear the Juan Soto news.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Because like I said, the baseball season it's very slow. It's very slow
Oh,
compared to the
moving the
NFL. Like I said,
stickers.
there's definitely I don't know how much tampering goes on in the MLB, but I feel like in the NFL it definitely is definitely up there. I don't know. Like you're telling me, I feel like when Saquon Barkley signed with the Eagles, I don't know how to bring, like you're telling me that
I was having a good night.
what?
I was having a good night, Brandon.
Oh, I'm sorry, but like you're telling me like they didn't have that contract set up like weeks before. Like that's actually something I heard. They said that most free agents deals or negotiations they happen at the combine. They don't just happen like within that legal tampering period. That's kind of when they get announced, actually. So I guess the NFLPA they have to fix something with that. So like with in terms of the MLB, I don't know. I guess maybe they have more time to like. I guess it's more out there. Like you have the time to like, if you know what I'm trying to say, you have more the time to like negotiate and come up with offers.
Yeah. Well, that's huge in the NBA. The NBA has like their free agency starts on a certain date. And their signing period, when it starts, like half the league signs in the first day.
Yeah.
How can that happen? You know? So it's very well known. And they cherry pick who gets caught tampering and who doesn't. It's really, the whole thing is bullshit. The whole
Yeah.
thing is
So a
nonsense.
bunch of BS.
Catch myself there. Bulldog and Shih Tzu. Yeah. So there was a trade that happened, I guess, over the weekend. The Kansas City Royals traded right-handed pitcher Brady Singer, your Brady Singer, to the Cincinnati Reds for infielder Jonathan India and outfielder Joey Weimer. The
I
teams
saw
announced on
that.
Friday.
Remember, I saw Jonathan India when he was a rookie on the Reds. That's crazy
He's
though.
pretty
Why
good.
would they get rid
He
of
was a
him?
rookie of the year. Logjam at middle infield positions. There's guys that they think are going to be better than him. So he was originally brought up to be a stopgap guy while they developed some of those players. But I
Really?
like Jonathan India.
No, I like him too. I thought that was definitely a good trade for the Royals. But giving a Brady Singer though, really?
I think they view him as a bit of a bust. Not a bust, but disappointment.
Yeah, I know you're not very
Uh,
high on Brady Singer.
Not true. I still have all my Brady Singer stock. No, not all my Brady Singer stock. I sold a lot of it. But I still have Brady Singer stock. I still have real estate on Brady
Okay,
Singer Island. I'm there, man. I'm
that's
there.
definitely a good trade though.
I think he's good. I just don't think he's as good as I thought he'd be. I thought he was going to be a future Cy Young winner one day. He's not.
Well, he ain't Tom Brady. What? What? I'm sorry. Come on, it's 12 o'clock at night. What do you like?
I
Come on,
don't know what TB12 has anything to do with this.
Brady Singer. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you? I just come out of nowhere with that. Uh, Trent Grissom. Oh, you guys got Trent Grissom back.
Attaboy, Trent Grisham. Can't
There
wait.
you go.
Can't wait to buy my Trent Grisham jersey.
Avoids arbitration. So, all right, here's the Walker Buehler link to the New York Yankees. It's said they both have mutual interest. Um, obviously, when he capped, 30-year-old pitcher made his comeback. He's one of the best pitchers. When he pitched 4 innings, win. Yeah, no, so it's definitely very interesting to see how it's going to go. But how much would this? How much of this would you be excited for if you join the Yankees rotation though? I don't know if I
Stoked.
asked you that.
Stoked. And then we have to trade Carlos Rodon immediately.
Yeah, you're not a Rodon guy. You really want him gone?
Yeah. Not really a fan, bro. Not really a fan. Carlos Rodon. I feel like he's disappointing. He's too inconsistent, bro. What do you want me to say? He's inconsistent.
Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Let me
Hall
hear.
of Fame.
I saw Billy Wagner, I think, made it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Billy,
gonna get a ballot up.
well, I
We
think
don't
he
have
made
to.
the
We
ballot.
obviously we're not doing the whole extravaganza that we did last year.
Did David Wright get added to the ballot?
Yeah, he's back on it, dude.
That's
2025
crazy.
MLB Hall of Fame ballot. The next 5 Hall of Fame ballots are stacked. That's that said.
If you can find a way to present it, I'll put it up.
Oh, they got me with the stupid thingy. Oh my gosh. Can I get a good graphic? What I gotta do to get a good graphic? Oh my god. Wunderbar.
I wonder who the other two
Is this
viewers
a
are.
paywall? Oh my gosh, you I'm
If there's anybody
embarrassing.
watching this, I'm
Oh,
curious who
I
you
take it
are.
back. I take it back. Oh, 2024. Brandon,
What?
why are people doing this to me?
I'm curious to who the two viewers are. I want to say thank you for joining tonight. Can you comment? I'm just curious who you are. I don't feel
Yeah.
like you are, but just
Are
quite
you
kind.
real?
Are you real? Are you a bot? Are you real?
Yeah, talk to us. Ask us anything. Ask us anything. This is the last Battin in chat. What
It's
have
the
you
last
wanted to
band in
know?
chat before we start
It
our.
doesn't even have to be baseball related.
Honestly, could be anything.
Anything.
Or either that or they're sleeping.
And they fell
Make
asleep
make it
listening to us.
make it age
Jeez,
appropriate
that's
too,
great.
please.
No, don't. You could make it as weird as you want. I don't care.
No,
I'm in.
no, 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 no,
What are
no.
they going to do, Brandon? Fire us? Come on.
It's true.
We have fun here.
It's true.
It's getting ratings.
I don't think they comment.
They're
Did you
not
find the ballot?
little camera shy. I'm trying to find a good graphic. Oh my gosh. I want an on one.
I was gonna say
All right. I'm
if you
starting to
can't
get
find it,
mad.
then that's it. I'm gonna wrap up the
No, I
show.
have the ballot. I'm just trying to find a good graphic to present to people. Images. 2024. How come I don't? All right. Here we go. We have a graphic.
All right, put it up.
We have a graphic. It's loading. From Facebook.com. Oh, of course, we knew who it was going to be. Talking Baseball. They do great work over there. They really do.
Oh, I love talking baseball.
Yeah. Share screen. Facebook. I really had to start digging through garbage for this one. I had to get it off Facebook. My gosh. I can't even play Farmville anymore. All right. Here we have the 2025 Hall of Fame ballot. Bobby Abreu, Carlos Beltran, Mark Burley, Carlos Gonzalez, Curtis Granderson, Felix Hernandez, Tony Hunter, Adam Jones, Andrew Jones, Ian Kinsler, the pride of Team Israel, Russell Martin, Brian McCann, Dustin Pedroia, Andy Pettit, Hanley Ramirez, Manny Ramirez. No relation. Fernando Rodney, who was a problem in 2011. A-Rod, K-Rod, Jimmy Rollins, CC Sabathia, my goat, Ichiro, Troy Tulowitzki,
I feel like he would get
Chase
it.
Utley, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, David Wright, Ben Zobrist. I was talking, I'm just going to get mine out of the way, my 10. I was talking to our buddy Tony, our good friend. Tony, if you're watching this, shout out to you. We're saying we might go to Cooperstown to see Ichiro get inducted. Ichiro was my favorite player as a kid, man.
I'd come up.
He's my favorite player as a kid. So here's my 10. I got Beltran. How he didn't get in on the first try is beyond me. I have Andrew Jones, Dustin Pedroia, Andy Pettit, A-Rod, CC, Ichiro, Chase Utley, Billy Wagner, and then I got one more. Oh my god, they need to get rid of the 10 rule. I'll use this as like a sentimental pick because I think people forget how great he was. Felix Hernandez.
People do forget how great he was. It sucks he didn't
Yeah.
get to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, he never played in the playoffs. Another victim like Ichiro of a horrible organization. So some stats. Felix Hernandez career stats: 169 wins, 136 losses, career 3.42 ERA, two-time ERA title winner. The website froze, so I can't see how many Cy Youngs he has, but I think he's got one. One Cy Young, six-time All-Star. His lone Cy Young victory came in again because it's sharing another screen. It's slow as molasses going uphill in January. 2010. And then he got two other top two Cy Young vote finishes 2009 and 2014. 6 straight All-Stars. Highest MVP votes were 2014. He got 10th place in the MVP. So shout out to my guy Felix Hernandez, King Felix. So what about you?
We'll take a look. I definitely think Ichiro would get in a heartbeat.
Definitely 3,000 hits he's in.
He's one of the
4,000
best baseball players, not just in the MLB, but ever.
genuinely. Yeah.
Generally.
I think he's the best contact hitter ever.
I feel like Billy Wagner. I feel like this is definitely the year he gets in. I know he's been snubbed a couple times. I think this is the year he's going to get in.
All right.
So that's him. I feel like the reason why Beltran didn't get in the first year, I feel like because of what happened with the Astro scandal,
Which
like
is stupid, but you're right.
But I think the baseball writers probably like, hey, we still want you to win, but maybe not the first couple of years. So there still might be a shot he might not get in, but I think he's going to get in eventually. But hey, that's just me. CC Sabathia, he deserves some credit. I think it's a good opportunity if he gets in. I would not be surprised if he didn't. Just looking at the list. With Manny Ramirez, I love David Wright, but you know me, my Mets, I'm a diehard Mets fan. I love David Wright, but I think it's tough to make his case to make the Hall of Fame. Maybe be too late, too early. But you never know. So I think the last person, maybe I'd say K-Rod.
Okay.
And people,
You
like
have 5 more that you can use up to. You can have up to 5. You have 10 total.
People forget that Felix Hernandez was a great pitcher. Pitched
Fantastic.
a perfect game. He was the ace. How people look at Garrett Cole and the Yankees, I thought people looked at Felix Hernandez. He was great. Yeah. So I think he should have a shot to get in. I feel like it's going to be tough, though, because I don't think people are going to look at the stats. Why is Mark Burley? He's not in yet?
He's not in, no.
That's shocking to me. So he has to get in eventually.
Last year was his first year on the ballot. If you put Mark Burley in, you probably have to put in Andy Pettitte. Their stats are almost identical. And Andy Pettitte has more postseason success, a lot more postseason success. Torrey Hunter is an interesting one for me because his stats are very similar. They actually balance out to be very similar to Andrew Jones, aside from power stats. Everything else bounces out to be very similar. I remember I went down that deep dive with Nick last year, our former co-host Nick File. Nick, if you're watching tonight, how are you, buddy? But yeah, their stats. Adam Jones had a higher peak, but Torrey Hunter was the inverse. He had a longer career. He had a longer stretch. So their stats balanced out to around the same. And people keep pounding the table for Andrew Jones, but nothing for Torrey Hunter. So yeah, I think this is going to be – I think they need to get rid of the whole you need up to 10 players rule. Because we're starting to get to a point where the ballots aren't like, yeah, he was pretty good. He played 10 years. To like a lot of these guys were perennial all-stars and aren't going to get a second even a thought. Brian McCann was one of the best catchers in the league. He's not going to get a single vote. Russell Martin's not going to get a single vote. Ian Kinsler's not going to get a single vote. These were all elite players, Adam Jones isn't getting a single vote. Zobrist probably is not going to get too many votes. Hanley Ramirez at one point was one of the best young shortstops in the league. He's not going to get anything. I think the case for Bobby Abreu is slipping away. I think due to off-field transgressions, what's the point in voting for Omar Vizquel at this point with such a crowded ballot? You know? I remember last year we did like the whole video montages of all the candidates. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
no, that was crazy.
That was awesome. That took me a long time to get together. Then we're like playing around till it came out right. I was really proud of that. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Before we end, I'm curious. Out of all the Battin and Chattin moments, what are some of your favorite? That's my favorite. That one episode of us going through all the Hall of Fame stuff. That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Put a lot of thought and research into that.
Yeah, we did. I forgot. I forgot what we did for that, but we did do a lot for that. Like in terms of that, we talked almost for like 2 hours. I think we talked for a long time.
We had
That
to
was a long
split it up.
Yeah, it definitely filled it up. I definitely liked when we talked about the biggest collapses.
That's fun.
That was definitely fun. I know, definitely talking about the Subway Series. I remember one time I was gloating about the when the Mets beat the Yankees on a walk off. Brandon Nimmo had a walk off. Forgot who's playing the outfield, but they completely misplaced the ball. They misjudged where the ball was going to land, and Brandon Nimmo ended up in the walk off last year. But I guess those are my favorite moments. And what about you?
My favorite Eastern Observer moments were writing the 2023 World Baseball Classic article as my favorite thing I've ever written. I was most prideful of it, even more so than some of my college term papers. And interviewing Gene Larkin was awesome. Interviewing Anthony Labita. Anthony was a really fun interview. He was a nice guy.
Interviewing Anthony Labita was really cool. Definitely interviewing Gene Larkin. I agree. That was definitely really fun. I like that. Labita was pretty cool. Like I feel like after we asked him the questions, we were just like chatting, batting and chatting with him. No pun intended. Oh my god, I wonder who's watching it. Like I said, before we leave, I want to know who else is watching. Just comment.
Yeah, I don't understand. You can't take us with you. And maybe they don't have a YouTube account. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
they don't have a Gmail account.
Right, but I just
DM us on our social media so we know it's you.
Funny, but if whoever is watching, make sure you follow us on Sports Chat because that's what we're going to be working on next. That's going to be our next project we're going to be experimenting with.
And you can catch that on Instagram at Sports Shack.
I definitely liked, writing about the Jets and the Mets. It was 2022. That was a fun season to write about because they were actually good. Then they collapsed badly, made them the same old Jets. It would have been interesting to see how I would have wrote for them last year, knowing what happened, what transpired. I think my favorite moment was writing about when Rodgers got traded. That was a huge article I wrote. It was a huge article I wrote, maybe at least 2,000 words. It was a big article. So, if I had to submit any work for anybody to see, that would be what it would be. But yeah, because those are my favorite moments in the Eastern Observer. I'm very excited for Sports Shack. I hope you are too.
I'm stoked. I can't wait. And we got to talk about when we're going to record.
Yeah, so that we could post some content on the Instagram page and people can follow. Like the more we post, that's more we're gonna, people are gonna see us.
Of course.
But yeah, I guess that's it. Do you want to do the honors?
I would love to do the honors. First of all, again, thank you very much to Joey Jarosnik. Thank you very much to Tyler Adele for putting us in contact with Joey to work at the Eastern Observer. Thank you very much to our former co-host, Nick File. Thank you very much to all of our viewers and listeners over the years. Thank you. Thank you to Black Cats NYC.
Yeah, nothing's going to stop us.
Nothing's going to stop us. We're just going to be going on a different avenue, but nothing's going to stop us.
That's right.
Yeah, this was fun, Brandon. Brandon, pound it.
Wait, hold up. Hold up. Ready?
I'm ready. Gotta get the momentum for
Ready?
it, and boom.
There you
Oh,
go.
I
Oh,
tried to turkey you and it didn't work.
nah, it's too late. Nah. But all right, thank you guys. And I guess we'll see you on Sports Shack. And thank you to the Eastern Observer. Thank you to George Razinka. Thank you to Tyler Dell. And thank you for everybody. So on that note, we thank you for joining us on another edition of Bad and Chattin. For my co-host Dennis Turi and the entire Blackjack Media Group team, I'm Brandon and Tyler saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
Real quick, I'm Dennis Tui. Guys, it's been a pleasure talking with you over the last year and a half. And please, if you're still with us, our viewers, like, comment, and subscribe to the Eastern Observer because they do great work here.
They do.
And lastly, I hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
And if you go Black Friday shopping, be careful.
Yeah, I'm glad, real quick, as a retail worker, I'm glad it's not like how it used to be. You used to hear horror stories. My God.
Yeah, I feel like Black Friday's kind of dimmed down a little bit.
Yeah, it's not as chaotic.
It's not as chaotic. No, like just
People are more civilized.
yeah. Back in the day, it used to be crazy. My family used to do it all the time. Like I never like I would go to bed. I'd be pissed because like I'd say it. I'd be like, come on, I want to come. And they're like, nah, you ain't coming, little buddy. That's you know. They're like, nah, little buddy, you're not coming. I'm like, oh man, come on.
Neanderthals. It
I
was like
can't
the
imagine.
monsters are due on Maple Street. Twilight Zone reference. I love it.
Because you know what it is? I don't feel well. You know, hon, I want to wrap up because we said we're gonna wrap up and we haven't wrapped up.
Yeah, you're right.
All
You're
right, so
right.
like I said, thank you everybody. Thank you for joining us in this edition of Bad and Chatting. I'm Brandon Talley saying so long. Um, thank you, thank you again
Good
for
night.
joining us on an edition of Bad and Chatting. I'm Brandon Talley saying so long, and we'll see you next time.